This is men's relationship wisdom, and the topic of this video is, are you unappreciated by your girl? So we're going to talk about why, so you don't lose, or you can even rekindle the fire, or just start a new fire with somebody else, I guess.
That's a possibility. Yeah. Sometimes that's the easier choice.
Yeah, absolutely. Instead of fixing, replacing. There's a lot of things that are just...
That's usually the women's route, I think. Women would rather replace than try to fix. It's easier to run.
If you guys have been watching our channel, I think you're going to start to realize the philosophy that I'm kind of teaching is not to lose. Like, so, like, your preventative behavior is like, let's say you don't want to get taken advantage from somebody. You don't want somebody to steal from you. What you really have to do is you kind of have to think like a thief, like a really good thief, so people don't steal from you. So you kind of have to think like women think, so that you can prevent from women taking advantage of you. So women really take the philosophy naturally. What I say, either you adapt or you get trapped. Women are very adaptable. That's why they have somebody else in line. That's why they monkey branch. See, that's replacing. Do they play with the one they want, and then they go back to the one that maintains them? So I say it sometimes. I go, place, replace, and upgrade as you escalate. And that's really what kind of women are doing. They play around with who they want. They replace them when they need to, and they upgrade.
And their ducks are always in order.
That's right. So they get their relationship strategy in order through their relationship journey in life, because they're constantly covering the bases, and they're always thinking ahead. So they mess around. If they play a lot, those are kind of like the hoes and the sluts. If they replace a lot too, they're very promiscuous, they're missing, they don't know what to look for. Or you can say divorce women. Some women, you know, get married 2-3 times and they just replace. So somebody that works for them and maintains them a certain lifestyle. And sometimes they find somebody better. They let go of them and they upgrade. And what happens is that they have it a way to justify it. They even convince society to justify that behavior. But when men do it, oh no, forget it.
And they're shamed and punished.
You have to look at it like Darwin. The ones that survive are the ones that are more adaptable. And that's the philosophy that I'm trying to get to. So the reason that your girl doesn't appreciate or respect you, we're going to go into that and why that arises in the first place. Let's say you're working for a goal. So the way that I can illustrate this is like, let's say, have you seen those cats and you have a laser beam and you're going around and they're chasing it like crazy? So that's kind of like how women are. They're kind of like cats, and you have the laser. The laser is commitment. So once the cat catches the laser, they're like, oh, this is not fun anymore. So they're really more in love with the process, the chase. You hear that men love chasing? Well, women love chasing too. They like that thrill of always trying to get that laser.
That effort.
Because there's this philosophy that if there's no effort, it's not worth anything. So the way I like to debunk that is like, well, it doesn't take much effort to breathe, but air is very valuable.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of like, well, it's so abundant. Good thing it's so abundant because, you know, we wouldn't exist. But I mean, that's a whole different topic. So the whole thing is that women, sometimes they don't appreciate or respect a man because a man gives her everything and doesn't charge her for anything. So in other words, when women are very pleasant, it's before they get married. Because the women are chasing that commitment, that laser. They keep chasing it, and they keep doing those things because they want to keep you around. If they don't have to do anything to keep you around, they probably wouldn't do anything. Well, that's why marriage, when you get married, there's that transition.
But see, too, like you say, she wants to keep you around. That's part of it. But in reality, she knows she has to convince you to keep her around.
That's right.
So that's what she's doing. She might not admit it. She's like, oh, it's because I want you to stay. But it's like, no. I want you to keep me because that's the way it is. Like, you hold the keep to commitment. So if I put in the effort, then I'm proving to you that I'm valuable and worth staying around. Because if I stopped, obviously you're going to be like, well, you're no good to me.
So say you're dating somebody, right? Like you've been dating me for 17 years.
Yes.
So what is it that you do to keep me?
Well, I try not to make... The main thing is that I try not to make your life more problematic.
Oh, you give me peace. That's nice.
I do my best. I don't always succeed, but I do my best. Another one is I try to help you in your endeavors. You have dreams and things like that. So any way that I can help out, I try.
But are they worthy dreams?
Yes, well, they have to
Because not just because any guy has a dream, you're going to help him, right?
Right. Like, you've never played an instrument, and if tomorrow you came home and was like, I'm gonna go be the bass player for something, I'd be like, well, I don't know if that's the wisest choice. So yes, your dreams are very realistic. They're very
They're in line with your values.
yes, very true.
Now,
There you go.
have
That's a good way to put
my
it.
dreams, the way I express them and explain them to you, have they restructured and refined your dreams?
Yes,
Okay.
tremendously. Because my dreams when I was younger and when we first met was to get married. That's like, I
Oh, it
think
was.
that was the biggest thing. I thought that was like the ultimate, the end all. And, you know, once you got married, that was just like you've made it in life. So getting to know you and through all of the years and you educating me and helping me grow, it's restructured my belief on that whole kind of concept.
It's a society custom or tradition. So that's part of that's feeling it. Now it's recommended for some reasons and stuff like that. So the
It
thing
has
is,
its benefits in certain areas, but at the same time, I don't think it works for everybody. And I think, as they say, it was really structured to just raise the kids. So you and I don't plan on having kids. So then there's really no reason for us to kind of be forced to stay in this relationship unless we
so
want to.
knowing that you're chasing the laser and knowing you're never going to catch it, are you okay with that?
Yes.
Why is that?
Well, because I guess I don't necessarily fall into it because I do. It's like the cat. You can stop the laser for 30 seconds and turn it back on, and the cat's like all giddy again. It doesn't matter. So it's one of those things where I know that my life is better with you in it. It's improved, and it's only going to continue to improve. And not just that, but I mean, I look at like the relationships.
Oh, the laser's getting better.
It's getting, it's getting stronger.
It becomes more worth it to chase it.
Yes, it's more exciting. It's like there's more, I don't want to say obstacles because it's not really obstacles, but it's like instead of just on the floor, like it's up on the walls and it's the ceiling and you're like kind of.
So see, what she's describing is, I mean, she's not bored.
Yeah.
So there's a certain things that women can't be bored. So the way that you structure your life is a way that they're not bored. So I call this positive anxiety. She has to constantly perform. She constantly has to improve. But she's enjoying the fruits of her labor in improving. So she sees her bank account go up. She sees that she's healthier. She sees that she's living a better lifestyle. And she shares it with somebody that she enjoys to be with. That's like the ultimate goal.
That's like the ultimate thing because like I see the relationships of a lot of our married friends and a lot of them, you know, look at our relationship and they kind of think that we kind of caught the better end of the deal, you know, like they'll never really admit it, but you talk to them individually and they're kind of like.
They have envy breath.
Yes. So,
Well,
I mean.
They describe their dreams, what we're living, right?
Right. Yeah, because we have a lot of things that most people want. And like our relationship has succeeded, as you said earlier, through 17 years. Not to say that we haven't had our ups and downs or our pitfalls or our almost, you know, like, is this really worth it questions? But at the same time, like both of us at the end of the day or the end of the situation, we're like, you know what? I like where you're going. I like that you helped me. And I think that we can continue to make this something great.
So see, that's just to get a gist of the maintenance that's required in keeping a girl. So the thing that happens with a lot of relationships, the girl's very pleasant. She's very accommodating. She's very peaceful. She wants to help in the guy's life because she's after that commitment. So once the guy gives the commitment, it's not like she turns 180.
No.
What happens is that once she gets a commitment, she realizes she has leverage and she doesn't have to perform to keep you because you're already staying there. So she's still pleasant in the first couple of years of marriage, but once a man starts developing and concentrating, because the woman switches, the glue that was keeping the relationship together was how she treated him. Because if she doesn't treat him good, he leaves. There's nothing holding him. So now when they're married, the glue that keeps them there is kind of like a contract. Marriage is a contract. And what keeps him there is like, oh, he wants to do better for his woman. So he pursues the things that they want as a couple. So, you know, a nice home, better living, nicer car, vacation, so forth and so on. And that keeps the relationship together. But to solidify it, the glue is now the marriage. So it turns into she was doing this behavior to keep him around. Now the marriage has turned her viewpoint as now it's your duty.
Right, you're obligated.
Because you committed to me, you promised, you're a man of your word. See, that's why they say man of your word now. word
woman.
of
Woman of your word.
woman of your word. That doesn't.
They don't say that, no.
They don't say that because it has no meaning.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a man of your word. You commit. You told me I'm going to have a good life. Well, let's see it.
Right.
So the girl is charging.
Mm-hmm. Prove
so
it.
now prove it, and he's proving it
Mm-hmm.
by his hard work and all that stuff. But now she goes into a different perspective of looking at the guy. Now it's your duty. This is what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a guy saying, "Well, you're my wife. You're supposed to please me."
Mm-hmm.
And the girl's like, "No, I don't have to please you. I don't have to do anything sexually. It's whenever I feel like."
Mm-hmm.
So what if the guy takes the same attitude? He goes, "Well, I don't have to perform to commitment because you're not doing your duty." Now he's charging.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "I'm doing my every day. You get to sleep under this house. I give you protected and just in case anybody breaks in. I'm producing all these things, and then you're not holding your end of the deal."
Mm-hmm.
See, because there's no woman of her word. So see, so
Well,
what
and
happens is she got the laser,
Mm-hmm.
or she got the commitment, and now it's his duty. Now it's like an obligation. He's coerced into performing, and if he doesn't perform, what does she do? Move on, and she gives you time to build up an equity, a pile of a kingdom, or
Your
whatever you want to
empire,
call it,
whatever
an
you want.
empire.
Mhm.
And now, if you want to escape, 50%.
Right.
So now, wait, hold on. When she goes into it, she wants to solidify it more because she knows if she's not working on herself, she's getting older. She's not watching her weight. She has a shitty attitude. You know what? I'm going to make extra glue. Bam, she pops in a couple kids.
Mm-hmm.
So that even solidifies it more. Because if you refrain from your duty, you have to pay the consequences. Half of your shit, and then you have to pay a subscription-based deal for 18 years for the kid, or 18 years plus.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, yeah, you touched on it right there. But the man is the one that is legally obligated, if she leaves, to hold up his end of the deal.
That's right.
That's the only one. That's the only side that's enforced. The woman's side cannot be legally upheld. Like the law cannot be like, well, you promised that you would at least sleep with him once a month, or once a month,
Or stay in shape, or so forth.
yeah.
I always say commit to performance. Don't commit to promises, guys. Commit to performance. As she performs, you keep giving her commitment. So she has to perform, and then you reward. You don't reward and then hope that she returns payment. Because that's not how the world works.
Right. I have a question though, because we're using the term commitment, but would you say, even though we're not married, that we are in a committed relationship?
We're committed to each other, yes, under certain circumstances.
Right.
And the further you live together, it feels a bigger bond. So yes, we've been together for 17 years, but I designed my life so that I look at the things that ruin a relationship. Ruin a relationship is being a burden, being useless. My finances go to shit. So those are the things that I actually concentrate. I concentrate on my health. I concentrate on my finances, and then I concentrate on my relationships.
Right.
So what I want to do is be preventative from the things that make a relationship fail. So what is it that I do? My behavior reflects that.
It does.
So what I want to do is avoid relationship failure. And so I look at the main things that make a relationship fail, and then I avoid those and then promote the ones that reinforce the relationship. So yes, there's a health and a wealth minimum. My philosophy is that you have to be sufficient to be efficient. And once you get to sufficiency, you have to put a little bit more cushion so that when you have hard times in life, because they're going to happen, shit happens.
All the time.
All the time. So you need to prepare for that. And if I prepare for that for myself, because I'm doing it, because I directly benefit. If I'm healthy, I directly benefit.
So we're
And if I do that, and my girl sees that I invest in myself, she's going to stay with me. Because women look at men as investments. And men usually look at women as liabilities.
Yep.
But if when you start looking at women as they're going to have to be an asset, not necessarily an investment, and an asset to help me grow, then that's where you have a good relationship. You want to find the right good fit and then integrate. I'm on my way this way. Do you want to come along? And if she doesn't want to come along, I'm still going to move on. That's the thing. I'm on my way up. Do you want to come along? This is the requirements. Because she's going to drag me down.
Yep.
And then if you really listen to me, that's how women think. Either you're going to help me in my life, or I'm just going to replace you. I'm going to find somebody else that will.
That's what they
It's
say.
kind of like the same thing. So you want equal treatment? That's equal treatment, guys. So that's the whole thing. So to maintain that relationship is like, if you really have to be in her eyes, you're a product, guys. You're an investment for her. And if you know that you're a good product and you continue doing good things, she's going to want to stay with you. Because a lot of guys, believe it or not, are not good investments. They're doing all kinds of bullshit. And girls are really self-interested. So if you're self-interested in yourself to have a good life, a good lifestyle, and be healthy, not a burden, and be financially set to live a good life, you just have to have sufficient to be efficient. There's a lot of guys over there that don't make a lot of money and they have good relationships.
It's true.
Because that's the key. You have to be sufficient to be efficient. And if she's not an assistance, keep her at a distance. That's really how it goes. And the thing is, the fairy tale is that you have to find the right person and they're going to be forever the right person. That's not a reality, guys. A lot of people do not grow. They have a certain limit, but it's a guy's duty to keep growing, to keep going. And once you do that, you become more attractive and you become a fisherman. The fish will come to you and you select the best fishes from the ones you're attracting. And as you escalate, that's when you upgrade. But sometimes the girl upgrades with you. That's why we've been together so long. I'm not promoting that you're with one person for the rest of your life. That's nice, but that's not reality.
Well, because if at any point in time I'm like, ugh, I don't feel like doing the work, I just kind of want to let myself go. I don't want to work out anymore, or things like that, or hey, you know what? I don't want to do these things for you. You figure it out. Then I know that you're going to end the relationship.
Right.
So it's like if I'm not becoming that asset to you, then I know that I'm easily replaceable.
So the reason that most men are underappreciated and not respected is because the man is escalating, going, but he's not charging for it. It feels more like an obligation. So when you actually do something good, she looks at it as it's your duty, not a privilege. And it's a privilege. So you have to remind them. So when you get married, you kind of avoid that. And it's not like from a day, it's like not one day to the next. And she's not going to tell you because she looks at you as an investment. She's all like, okay, I'm getting worse, getting fatter, not taking care of myself, disrespecting him, getting this way.
Older.
And he's getting better, producing more, and getting richer. What is she going to have to do? She's going to have to make up for that. Boom, pop out a kid. Boom, shame you, manipulate you.
She's going to try to drag you down.
If you're weak with sex, she'll withhold you. So that's what they do. Because that's what they do. Another thing is that men sometimes replace their sex with porn. And that makes it okay if a guy's, well, I don't get it, but I still get my fix. See, that's where porn substitute what you're supposed to have delivered from your wife or your significant other. And if porn is substituting that sex, if it was out of the question, what does that happen? It develops more of what you're missing out, and it starts to put a light on what's wrong. Be like, hey, you know what? My girl's not doing her part.
Oh yeah, because you hear a lot of men say, "Oh, porn saved my marriage." Like I hear men say that.
It saved you from actually acknowledging that you're not in a good relationship or you're not in a good dynamic. Sometimes women are good, but they're ruined. You're spoiling them. And when you're spoiling them, they're unappreciative and disrespectful. Kind of like kids, their parents do everything for them. They give them everything they want and they get spoiled. Women are just big kids. That's why when they get married, I tell them, oh, congratulations, you had your first child. That's what it is. There's some meaning to that. So the thing is why she's not appreciated or respecting you is because you're not charging. So what is it that you think that a lot of women, they don't do it intentionally, but they don't appreciate or respect their man? I think that they're put in they're kind of like pushed into a corner to think that way under the certain circumstances that they're placed under. So it's like kids when they're spoiled. That's one of the things. They're spoiled and they become brats. It's kind of like, well, how would you make a brat? How you make a brat is you give them everything they want.
Yeah, that's when the man...
You don't make them earn it, right?
And the man kind of like stops, I don't want to say fighting for or intervening, like when he sees his wife making poor choices.
His wife or his girlfriend. Because there's some people that are not appreciated in his girlfriend.
That's true. So when he doesn't see his woman making like maybe good choices and he tries to intervene and he just gives up. He's like, she makes it too difficult. So he's just like, oh, it's easier to just deal with it.
That's where that happy wife, happy life comes
I think that's
from.
one spot like where it really matters. Because like with me and you, when you see me doing something, you let me know. You're like, hey, it's not that big of a deal right now, but I can see how it can get out of control. And I don't really want that for our future. And I don't know if I can deal with it.
But there's certain delivery I have to do it. Before I was really like, take out the wave, right? Now it's a little bit smoother.
Yes, you've definitely gotten better at communicating with me so that like when you do communicate, we don't have these big outbursts.
I have a little whip now.
No, but now like we are more in tune and I'm more open and receptive because I know that you have my best intentions in heart and like in heart and in mind.
Mm-hmm.
So when you tell me something, you're not telling me just to, you know, get me to do what you want me to do. You're telling me because you're like, hey, you tell me if we continue down this path, it's going to be detrimental to the relationship. I can already see it. So if that's the path you want to choose, you choose that, but you're not going to choose it with me because I can't tolerate that for so long. Like I can only tolerate it for so long.
Right.
So a lot of people can look at that as like an ultimatum. And I look at it as you have your standards and boundaries. Like there's
I do
so
have
much.
some standards and boundaries, but you have to give enough runway for people that want to change to prove themselves.
Absolutely. It's not like an overnight. People are not light switches. You have to give them some time to process and actually make the effort.
Right.
So, I mean, that's where patience comes in. But you can also tell, like, if someone's actually going to make the effort or not. You kind of have an idea. Like, you let me know because I believe that you think I'm capable of these changes.
Absolutely.
If you didn't think I was, you'd probably just be like, it's not worth.
That's why it's very
not worth the
important to
effort.
do your due diligence in who you choose. They say that the 5 people that you hang around with is going to determine how you are, and their significant other is one of those 5.
So it's
it's actually the
most
top
impactful.
one. It's the top one. So, you know, you need to get somebody that really wants to grow and help, and it's really you're kind of getting a really good supporter, a good follower, and that's why I always say find somebody that adores you because it's easier to work with.
Absolutely.
And then somebody that gives you a hard time and challenge from the beginning.
But the adore has to be the man.
No, the door has to be
I'm
the
sorry,
woman.
the adored has to be the man.
The adored.
The adored, yes.
Because
The
he's the
adored-
leader.
Correct.
So the
That's
king, the queen
one
has
word.
to adore the
The
king.
king.
Because if the guy adores the queen, then he's not a king. He's the white knight.
Correct. Because the adorer.
Does everything for the queen.
Exactly.
That's right. I mean, that's what we think, guys. Let us know what you guys think. Put your experiences so everybody can read them in the comments. I know you know somebody that could use this information. Send it to them. Send them to them twice so they get the hint. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you.